Hello, honey roses. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Hello. All right, so let's see. Let's see what Spirit has for us. Good day to you all. I hope you're enjoying your evening, morning, noon, or night, dependent on where you are in the world. You figured out me? I just heard, can you dig it? There was, what was that, on the radio? That was somewhere, but I don't really hear it anymore. Well, I don't really listen to the radio anymore, so I guess that's why. But I just heard that. Okay, let's see. Spirit, what do you have for our honey roses today? What do you want them to know? Thank you for all of your likes, your shares, your subscriptions. You're appreciated. Thank you for your love offerings that you share. Thank you for your support. All right, let's see. Somebody's thinking about your strength. Somebody think you're strong. They're like, what? How are you doing this, person? What are you? How are you even this strong? Not only do they think you're strong, they think you're beautiful. I just heard The Bold and the Beautiful. I think that was some type of show, or maybe it still is. I mean, I never watched it. But I know people do. My grandmother used to watch soap operas. God rest her soul. But she used to watch, what is it called? I can't even remember because I never got into the soap operas. But I know the Bold and Beautiful. I think she watched that one too. But there was one that was like, everybody knew that name, but I don't remember it. Some of you probably know. But I can't remember. Let's see. I delete things out of my brain that don't matter to me. Someone is very obsessed. They're obsessively thinking about who you are to them, or who you are in general as well as to them. Something about who you are on a spiritual level. Somebody's like, who am I really dealing with? Like, who is this? They're very obsessed with you. They're obsessively thinking about your divinity, and something about that is stressing them out. I don't know. Who are you doing this to? What did you do to the people then? What did you do to the people then? It's like they want to tell you. This King of Swords at the top of the deck, it's like they want to tell you. They also want to tell you they just think you sexy. Like, they're like, oh my goodness, what the fuck? They don't even know. It's like, ooh, ooh. They just think you just, all types of snacks. Forget looking like a snack. They just feel like you are a plethora of snacks in one. Okay. I heard you might be just one, but you always give so much more. You might be just one, but you always give so much more. This person knows how valuable you are. They know that you have so much to give. They know this already. Okay. Whoa. It's interesting how my little rose fell because the card just, oh, you guys caught that on camera because it's in the frame. Did you see how the card, when it came out the deck, it completely swooped the rose out of the way? Oh, and then the Queen of Swords is here. And remember I just showed you the King of Swords? You guys have something to say to each other. And there's also something about knocking somebody out of the picture. Because the way that rose, oh, and the King of, what? The King of Swords came back. He's behind her. Wow. The way that that just went down is so symbolic. And it's the King and Queen of Swords. They came out together. Oh, nah, y'all about to change things. Y'all about to do something together because the way that just happened, that was no coincidence. That was very synchronistic. The whole cards just said, and put this little rose on the floor. Yep, that's what happened. Let's see about this. There is someone angry. I feel like it's a third party. Oh my, they are troubled. Let me tell you. There's a third party that's dealing with this divine masculine or feminine, depending on who you are. You know, you put the roles how they meant to be according to your situation, okay? However, there's a third party that is stressed out about you because they know you're divine too. They've been watching you. They've been watching you. And your capabilities are making them feel like nothing. You're making them feel heartbroken because they know that they're not you. They know that they are not you. However, they try to portray that they have some sort of divinity, but your divine masculine or divine feminine knows that that person is putting on a show. I heard you put on quite a show, really had me going. Now it's time to go, curtains finally closing. Excuse me. So yeah, I think that your divine masculine or feminine, whoever your person is, I'm gonna just say your person is beginning to see what the truth is about the relationship that they're in, or that they were in. Because it was not sufficient for them. And it's like there's something about this person could be like an ex that ended up with somebody else and is miserable because they want you back, or it could be a new person that you've caught their eye and they're seeing things in you that they do not see in the one that they've been with. And there's something about this situation that saddens them, and I think it's just a simple fact of the choices that they've made in life. They're realizing how they could have made better choices. Excuse me. They could have made better choices. But there's arguments here. I feel like there's arguments here regarding the change in them. There's something about them changing, and the only thing that they can think about is you, because you are their person. Oh, there's two, the King and Queen of Wands and the King and Queen of Swords. And then the Wheel of Fortune. It's time for the tables to turn, I just heard. It's time for the tables to turn because it's a new day. It's a new day. It is a change in the frequency. There's a shift in the frequency. And whoever doesn't move along with the shift will struggle, no matter if it could be in various ways. But the way that I'm hearing the most is mentally. So if this person, your person, had have decided to stay with this karmic, almost that if they decided to stay in a relationship with karma. Well, if they decided to stay in the relationship with karma, I never said that like that, but I'm gonna just leave it like that. Because whoever this person is with, she or he is very karmic, And they didn't plan on changing anytime soon because I heard they can't. The karmic works on, the karmic actually works with the enemy. The karmic was sent here to stop your person from actually elevating and growing spiritually. Putting this karmic puts a glass ceiling over your person's head. This person is deciding to break the glass, but it's causing so much strife. It's so much emotional turmoil is what I'm feeling like. Your person is going through emotional turmoil without you because they're not with you. And they're not completely away from the karmic. There's something about this karmic. I mean, this karmic is fighting, right? Like fighting hard to stay in that same position with your partner. There's a soul contract here. Oh, and I looked over and this card already has a soul contract at the top. See? And I was about to get this deck and it's already here. And this is actually what I saw before I picked it up. But I didn't realize that it was on the top already. But yeah, there's a soul contract. And there's something about them following the breadcrumbs. When you see feathers, that's like a representation that spirit has come through and they're sending you like direction, letting you know we here and we love you, you know. We're here and we love you. And we're trying to let you know that you are going in the right direction. Just keep going, okay? So tell me more about whichever direction you want me to go in, Spirit, when it comes to this situation. I just know that this karmic, this karmic, for some reason when I say karmic, it feels funny out my mouth. I don't know why. Refusal of the call. Oh, this karmic doesn't want anyone to see her as a karmic. This karmic is not healed. This karmic is actually very insecure. A lot of insufficiencies. Spiritually, there's nothing there. Spiritually, this karmic is empty. Like, you know, there's nothing there. I heard there's nothing there that will last a lifetime. Everything's fleeting. So this person hasn't learned any of their lessons that they're meant to learn on this earth plane while they're here. They haven't learned anything yet. They're like, I heard infantile. Okay. Dream thief, refusal of the call. This is what this karmic really looks like. That's what Spirit just said. You see this creepy looking owl with the human eyes? Something about the eyes as well is very significant, okay? It's like, you see how the owl is holding on to the sphere? This is the destiny of your person with you, of the divine union. And this karmic has been sent to stop the divine union from coming together. And this is like a representation of the twin soul, the twin souls coming together in union, trying to hold this person back from what they're meant to experience and meant to complete. It's like stopping this person's soul from completing. You know what I'm getting? I'm getting a whole lot right now. Hold on. I don't know if you've ever known this before, but we are in a dome. We are in the matrix. And this is like a, I don't want to get too deep. I don't want to get too deep because I'm going to be like, what? How can I say it and not go too deep? Okay, let me just say it like this. This karmic, or these karmics in general, because there's multiple out there that do this, their goal is to stop divine beings from completing their mission. That is their life's goal, literally, okay? So divine beings must, that's why it's really good when divine beings are strong enough to be on their own for long periods of time and understand and feel comfortable living life single. And I say that because if you're not in union with your divine partner, you shouldn't be with anybody as a divine being, because the experiences with karmic individuals, once you learn so many lessons, you're supposed to know better than to be with somebody like that, because they separate you from your wholeness. They separate you from your divinity. And when you're separated from your divinity, you make bad decisions, because you start making decisions from the book of the enemy, I just heard. That's why you see when divine beings end up with demons and they end up having babies by demons, and you see that a lot of demons are like lazy, they don't want to do nothing, they just want to eat and pluck, okay? That's all they want to do. A lot of them, don't have any consistency in any space within their life. And that's what that demon energy does. It clings on to people and it just siphons. And then it has the nerve to be disrespectful and talking crazy and acting like they doing everything. So when a divine being gets with that type of energy and they don't know how to get themselves out of it, because I'm hearing like those energies, those darker energies that don't have any light, they get very aggressive and crazy and they start acting psychotic. And divine beings don't take that well. So a divine being that's not completely healed could fold up and just submit to a demon. And then that demon that's on the person, the karmic that they're with, will bring in more demons and have them acting like a demon. So they'll shift the divinity of divine beings and make them, or I heard, change their schedule to demon time, okay? So then there's nothing growing in that area. And all of us have the ability to like switch into that type of time for protection purposes only, okay? But not to be living all up in there like that's the best place to be, because it's horrible in there. Ooh. Skywriting the fates. Did you see how this card just flicked? You may not have seen it, but when I pulled it out, you probably heard it. It flicked out of my hand and it kind of like popped and went on my left arm. To the left is logic. It also felt like a swift switch and change in plans. So this is what this karmic is attempting to do. They don't want this divine being, which is your person, to end up with you. Look at this fear. Trying to make it confusing, like trying to confuse their path. You see all the clouds and smoke around the sphere again? There's another sphere. Making it dark and confusing. Wanting your person to not understand that they're meant to be with you. Trying to pull them away and confuse the path. This is somebody, right, that will like be on and off with this person, have like this in and out energy, and then even like cause arguments on purpose so that they could go out and I heard go out and thought a lot, not thought a lot. Oh my, but that oh, that's funny. Okay, so the karmic want to go out and thought a lot, ready to thought bop. Okay, and this karmic will start arguments on purpose to go and thought bop. But the karmic knew for whatever reason that she could use her, whatever she uses, her or his capabilities that they use, their demon capabilities, to draw this person back in. Probably had a lot to do with in between the sheets activities, right? And then you know, kind of like, I'm put you on a shelf when I feel like it. I'm gonna pick you back up when I feel like it, and you're not gonna say nothing about it. You're just gonna do what I say, right? That's the karmic energy. And so there was something here else that I wanted to say. What was it? Oh, so like, say for instance, they've broken up now, right? This karmic will still monitor everything that your person is doing to ensure that there's no one catching your person's eye or seeming different from the others. Like, they even have people scouting out, paying attention, so that if they feel that they're losing the grasp and the control of this divine being, they will then come back and then turn on I heard that raise their temperature, like turn up, like, but not in a bad way. It's kind of like they'll put on the mask that they know will work to get back in and play nice, to throw off the divine union. Okay, this happens a lot and it happens a lot with individuals that have relationships like friends with benefits, because you tethered to the person, so they're not really going all the way. You still have a soul tie with them, even though their soul is empty. They just siphon from the light that you have, and you end up feeling like something is wrong with you, and you don't know why. So I'm speaking in general because this could be something that you've experienced as well, dealing with karmic people that just live in karmic cycles, and they choose not to grow because that's not what they're here for. Okay, covenant, sacred contract. It came out again. This is what it is. Look. Unmarked trail is in reversed. Unmarked trail, revelation. This is the whole point of this reading, to tell you that many of your divine counterparts are locked up in karmic prisons that they actually walked into willingly. However, they weren't aware, and many times they can feel not the greatest, like they don't feel good in the relationship. Something it will make them want to stay, but it's the manipulation tactics. It's very powerful, and if they're not strong enough to see it and combat it, then they will get sucked up into the vortex of nothingness, and they will feel empty. They're always going to feel like something is wrong. They're always going to feel like they're not going to be nurtured. They're not going to be satisfied. And then they'll force themselves into believing that satisfaction comes from only in between the sheets activities that they receive from whoever this person is. Like the bare minimum, they'll begin to accept as if that's all that they can receive or something like that. There's also something here about messing with the divine being confidence. So then when it's time for someone like you to come through, they don't feel like they're good enough for you. That's the whole game. That's messing with the psyche. They're causing static, and they're blocking the flow of that godly energy. Godly energy does not tell you that you're not enough. Godly energy tells you are so much more than enough. But once you know that your godly frequency is being tampered with, when you start thinking that you're not good enough, That's a key indicator, okay? Key indicator that Houston, there's a problem, okay? So what is the voice? Why did I want to say it like that? Or why did it come out like that? Somebody might have an accent. I mean, sometimes I put on my accent because that's my alter ego when she comes out. Her name is Cinda. But anyway, she has an accent. But I didn't mean to say that time. The thread. Yeah, the thread. Divine beings must hold on to the thread to begin to weave their own lives and stop letting these karmics come through, distorting their whole perception of themselves and life in general. And the crazy part about it is that the divine beings are actually smarter than the karmics, but they be getting caught up from low frequency activities. It messes them up and it takes them away from their royalty, their royalhood. Dealing with, I heard dealing with the pleasantries of peasants. Okay, well, that's a lot. The threshold, you see, this is another threshold coming out here. And the unseen came out like that other reading. The thread is divinity. This person must find their way out of this darkness that they're in with the karmic and hold on to the truth and put their foot down, because they being too nice. That's another problem. When they mess with somebody, they're very respectful. They don't like to be a certain way. However, in order to get away from this karmic, you gotta like really let him know. Like, you gotta let them know, because they won't go anywhere, because they already feel like they control this person. So if they don't put their foot down and act like they have a brain of their own, then they're gonna suffer. The longer they don't snap out of it and say what it is that they really want to say, they're just gonna be miserable for the rest of their days. Look at this. Look at this at the bottom of the deck. Hello. This is the 5 of Cups. Okay, very emotional with the Cancer and the Scorpio. That's all water. And Pisces. That's water, honey. That's water. And there's something about the karmic even tries to block the flow of tears. This karmic doesn't even want your person to release the flow of energy, because that's healing. It's like, oh, nah, don't be trying to heal, because then I can't use you to my advantage. You better not go heal. Go heal with who? Why you acting different? Why you acting like you got sense now? Keep acting dumb so I can use you. You see, this is what the karmic do. But then the crazy part is the karmic is the one that's slow and got the nerve to use these low frequency, fleshly tactics. They're very carnal tactics, very low frequency. It reminds me of like simps, like men, and I think women could probably, can a woman be a simp? I don't know. But just people that will give to those who they want on a physical level, like nothing about love and spirit, nothing about that. It's just physical only. And they will spend all this money trying to think that they're going to get a piece of something in between the sheets, or anywhere for that matter. At that point, it could be in the back of the car. Look, hey, where is it going? Where is it happening? Let's do it there. I just want this in there, or this on there. Okay, that's what it is, right? And that energy right there could take someone that has the highest intellect way down, because then they feel like they get like supercharged by the feeling, by the sensation from that, for that short time, and they lose it, and they'll give everything just for that moment. It's like crack, like how people be chasing crack. Like they smoke it. Well, this is what I heard, because I ain't never did that. But this is what I heard, because I be watching stuff with people that live different lives, and I be interested, like, why y'all do that? I just be wondering, like, what's going on with the people then? So I was watching, you know how them people walk up to people in the street and they be asking them questions about how they ended up being a drug addict, or how they ended up being a prostitute. Wait, can I say that on here? A streetwalker. I think it's better for me to say that. And I watch stuff like that because I want to know, like, what happened? Like, why y'all want to do that? And so this one guy said that he ended up doing it because he would be sad as a child, and he kept seeing his mom leave out, and she was never home, and he didn't know where she was going, but he loved her very much. And when she wasn't on crack, basically, she was like the sweetest mother to him. And he always like just wanted her to stay like that, but it didn't turn out that way. Long story short, he went out one time searching for her in the street, and he was a young boy. I think he said he was like 10 or something. And he was walking in the street at night looking for his mother, and he ended up seeing her doing an act, sex act, in some alleyway. And then he saw, like, he watched the ending of it because that's what he caught. And then the guy like threw the substance at her, the crack. Basically, it was a trade for the you know what I mean. It was a trade. And so he said ever since that, he had decided to do that drug too, just because his mom did it, because he was like trying to understand her. And then he became her, like literally, because he ended up doing what she was doing, and he was a man, which is just very unfortunate, because it's like he was just literally trying to get closer to his mom because he loved her. So yeah. And why did I go there? There was a reason. It made me sad when I think about it, because it's just like, many times we be looking at people and judging them, but we don't even understand like how they got to the place where they got in, or how they, you know, how they're living, why they live in the way they live in. Many times it's like a really messed up truth behind it. And in all honesty, from how he was speaking, the reason why he did it is because he was trying to get closer to his mom. It sounds crazy, but it was out of love, in which he made the worst decision of his entire life. And then he was saying, I would never ever tell anybody to do this, because it's a hard life to live, and it's just not something that you want to live. He said, I wish I didn't need it all the time. But that's why, like, you know, addictions become so powerful, and they begin to control people, because once it gets into your bloodstream, it's not easy to just stop like that. So the karmic becomes like crack, unfortunately. And then divine beings turn out to be crackheads, and they don't even know. But it's not the same type of crack. It's a different type of crack. It's just it's an addiction though. Yeah. So what Spirit is saying here is, we have the ability as divine beings to send good energy to our divine beings that are going through this, because this is a very tumultuous and chaotic storm that is going on all around the world in different places. And there's so many divine beings that are being used and being held back from their own beautiful destiny, off the strength of them not understanding their divinity yet. They could know, they could believe, you know, and they could want to do and be the best that they could be. But it is that it's the flesh. The fleshly desire completely consumes them, and if they don't get that in order, then they will remain in this state of being for the rest of their days. And it's just, it's very troubling to think about, because I was even in this situation, honestly, now that I think about it. This happened to me. And I'm sure it happened to many of you as well. Because you could get stuck in there if you don't take control of your own life. If you continue to put other people before yourself, and especially other people that don't even they don't care about you, you're going to have a hard time until you put your foot down and you say no, no matter what. You will suffer. You can have one thing that feels like you have everything, but the thing that you want the most, you don't have, which is your ability to exercise your will and be clear within your mind when it comes to matters of love and respect. If somebody say they love you, they should be respecting you. Because people be throwing that word around and then don't even know what else goes along with it. There's so much more to love, and it's so much deeper than we think, or than many think. Because I think many people get the point of love, which is a beautiful thing. But yeah, I think that's it for this message. Just send that beautiful energy, your godly frequency. Keep emit it out into the universe as it's like communicating with the spirit realm to say for these individuals that are locked up in these karmic situations, to help them to break a contract that they think is real. Because those contracts that they think they're in, and the reasons why they think they're supposed to stay with these people, it's a manipulation tactic that, it's like magic is over them through the manipulation from the karmics. And they think they have to stay in a situation that they don't. It reminds me of like the 8 of Swords card, where the woman in the 8 of Swords tarot depiction, she has a bunch of swords around her in a blindfold, but all she needs to do is walk away. But when you look at the card, she feels like she's bound and she can't move. But it's just it's a mental restraint. It's like, it's reminding me of someone in those beds that they have in the psych wards, where they have the belts on the side to hold the hands and the ankles down so that they can't move, and they can't so that somebody can't make moves, basically. It's the same thing, but it's invisible. And that happens, the belts, the restraints, that's what it's best to say. The restraints are on their mind through the manipulation tactics of the karmic. So send out communication to spirit to help these souls to get away from these karmic situations so that they can actually live in their divinity and help raise the frequency. Yeah. So that's it for this message. I trust that this message will get to those who need to hear it. Everything you do it with love. If you would like to book or purchase anything from me, go to my website, www.milkhoneyRose.org, to do so. And you can also join the membership program to support me. And I thank you in advance, and thank you to those who have already joined. I love you. I thank you, and I'll see you in the next message.